Hey, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. I'm one half of the Dungeon Swag team, and I'm back. And what I'm taking is a little bit of the mixture I used to do my initial coat here, and it's dry-ish, and I'm adding some medium gray into that. And I'm just getting a makeup brush, something real soft. And I'm going to mix that, and I'm going to grab some water once I get that clumped up. There we go. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is turn all this gray. And I'm not going for perfection, and I'm not trying to color every little stone either. That's not something you want to do. And you don't want this to be too dry of a mix, because you don't want it to be sticky, because it'll pull off any of your stuff that's not quite dry. So you want to do what I've done here, and just kind of hit it all over. And then once you got it hit all over and you're confident that you like the color it is, put your brush away, get your +2 hot air gun to burning. Start drying that up. Now, if you have some spots that are too wet, like that spot there, you can just kind of shove your t-shirt or old rag or whatever you have in there and clean that up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get that same color that we added the medium gray to, and now we're going to add a really light gray to it. And this is not completely dry, and that's okay at this point. So we're going to lighten that up a little bit more. We're going to use that same brush. We're going to squeeze a little water out of it. And this is pretty wet, right? And we're going to wipe some of that off, and we're just going to kind of touch around and pick up some areas that need a little love. And you'll know which areas need love. As you make this, you'll see for yourself. Okay? And what we're really doing here is creating a massive contrast, okay? Now, what we want to do at this point is let's get some blues and some greens and some browns. So I'm just going to go into my paints over here. This is not a good color to use. Here we go. Here's a palm leaf green. I'm just going to get a squirt of that in here. I'm going to get a crappy brush with a little bit of water on it and mix it in with my gray. And then dip it in my water and kind of... Okay, so we got some green, and let's get a dark blue. And just do a dab of that and that. And mix that up. And then we'll dip that in water. We'll just kind of hit a couple more spots with that. Okay. We could do a brown as well, but I don't think it'll be as crucial. +2 hot air gun burning. You get this pretty dry. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want it pretty dry. Especially the inside part. Okay. Now you're going to take a wash, a black wash. If you don't have a black wash, I recommend that you stop what you're doing and make yourself one. So, my black wash is just dish liquid, deionized water, or not distilled water, and black paint. I used to put other stuff in it, but I've gotten lazy. Extremely lazy. Plus, I've had this same wash that I made. This is like a 500 milliliter tub. I think I made this about that full 10 years ago. Okay. And you're thinking, oh, we made it so light. Why are we darkening it up? Well, this is a wash, and it's really thin. And when it dries, some of that light's going to shine through, and some of it's not. But what we're going to focus on is when this is all dry, we are going to hit one more dry brush on the, and I mean a dry brush, like we're going to dry this thing completely, and we're going to do one more dry brush. So I'm going to set this in front of the fan and grab that other little piece we made, because it's going to need some love too, and we haven't touched it. All right, so this one is a little more compact and a little more frugal and silly. Let's get our brown and get another container. I hate to waste. I should have done them at the same time. We're gonna get a little bit of that and a little bit of medium gray. We're going to recreate that same process we just did. There's a little bit of water in this. Sit. Now, what happens is, if we were to dry this all the way, this, because it has become like a piece of plastic inside here now, this would start to bubble and pop and explode. And we don't want that. We want it to be so we're not going to do that. But we are going to get a lighter gray. And then if you look, this top brick's moving around a little bit, which means I didn't glue it well. And to fix that, this is all wet with junk anyways, just get a couple drops of super glue and let that fall into the cracks. All right, we're gonna hit this with a hot air gun again. What do I got going on here? Big old mess, hold on. My nose is still congested. All right. Now, if you're concerned about air bubbles like I talked about, the easy fix for that is to start tapping around the surface and smushing up this paint. Because until that dries, it'll kind of suck down to the main structure of the model. Okay? And that's okay. And I'm just grabbing any loose stuff that I want to be up against this brick, so this is a standable surface while this is still pretty wet. I'm going to get that really light stuff one more time. And I'm going to get another cheap Dollar Tree brush and a piece of cardboard. Then I'm going to hit that with the plus 200 gun and burning. So if you do them in bulk, like you're making a bunch of these, you can make a ton that look exactly the same. Though I would recommend you make about 3 different varieties of shades of gray with different amounts of green and blue or whatever colors you want on them. And the reason that is because you can kind of use them to break up separate areas or show different ages of problems that you might have encountered. Now I'm going to get that cheap brush. I'm going to get that out. I'm going to get this, my wash. I'm going to hit this. I'm going to move this stuff. I'm going to set this in front of the fan and go back and grab the other piece real quick. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. This looks like ruins. Alright. Now, mind you, I would let a lot more drying time happen. I might even spray coat these after I let the Mod Podge dry if I was doing these for normal. But because I'm doing this in video format, I'm hurrying through it and doing it the laziest way. I would let these, like, after I Mod Podge those, I would let them sit all night and probably hit them with a brown or a gray coating before I even got started on anything. That's me. You do it how you want to do it. I'm just showing you some techniques to make something quick and easy. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm getting a medium brown. And this is a little bit of a reddish medium brown. That's not the one I wanted. Here we go, melted chocolate. This is the one I wanted. So I'm going to get my melted chocolate, and I'm going to get a little makeup brush. I'm going to get this. And I'm going to touch some of this dirt. And I'm just tapping it to give some variation. And make the model a little more interesting. And then, before I'm all done here with this piece, this is going to have to sit for about an hour after this in front of the fan, and then I'll clear coat it. But we're not quite done. Let's get a little bit of glue. In a couple spots. Now, clear glue is cool because it'll dry like a sheet of clear, fluid or liquid or whatever. So this is actually going to serve multiple purposes, what we're doing here. So what I want to do is I want to get a little bit in this hole here, too, and see how that dries. I don't know how it'll dry. You don't want to put too much in there, though. Let's let that spread out, and let's get a little bit of flock on here. So any of that flock that sticks into some of the Mod Podge and paint we have, yeah, I mean, it probably won't stay on there forever. The day will come where it'll come off. But for now, it'll look okay, I think. So something like this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kind of clean up my mess here. And hit this with a plus 2 hot air gun burning. I'm going to put my wash away. Where was it? Oh, there it was. I put my flock where my wash went.
How dare me? I'm messing everything up.
Now, let me think for a moment here, por favor. Let's transplant this bad boy onto a cutting sheet. because that cardboard's starting to get saturated. Okay. I'm going to take this off the table and blow the excess flock away. All right, so you get this done, you let this air dry. If you come back and you find spots where something shiny is coming through or there's something you don't like, all you do is you get a little bit of watered down dark gray paint and you spush it into those spots and call it a win. So that's what we made here. I think it took us, I don't know, about 25 minutes or so. I don't know more than that, probably about 45 minutes to make it. It'll take a little while to dry. It'll be ready for my game table tonight. I'll hit it with a clear coat. It'll look okay. I don't think I'm going to have any shining through spots except for that little one right there. And I'm going to fix that real quick while we're sitting here. So I'm just getting a wet brush with whatever my paint watercolor is and some of this gray paint and just shoving it into spots that need the shiny covered up. And it looks like it might have been the only one. Yep. And if you want to get lazy or crazy, you can do some other stuff here too. I wouldn't get too crazy messing with it because you don't want to undo any of the work you did. All right. That's the only dark spot or shiny spot I saw. But you'll see them, especially as it starts to dry, they'll become more noticeable. So here's this one. Let's set this off to the side and come back to our other one. Now this one is, I actually would like to make more of these because I have a need for more of this kind of stuff than that. But for now, it looks like we're pretty dry here. I'm going to hit it with the +2 hot air gun burner real quick. Okay. And I'm going to get that medium gray all by itself. That's not it. Where is it? There it is. I'm going to get a cheapy brush and a piece of cardboard. I'm just going to give some variation on here. Just in some spots where I want it. Then I'm going to keep this brush, I'm not cleaning it. I'm going to get just a slightly lighter tone of gray. Steal some of that. I'm just going to do a little bit of fancy work. Okay. Now let's get a little bit of clear glue. Put a dab in that hole there. Whoops, thank you. And we'll put some here, just kind of a little line of it. And we'll move that around with a toothpick and get it where we want it. Okay. And we're going to get a little flock. Okay, so that's what that piece is going to look like in the end. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Like I said, let them dry real thoroughly before you clear coat them. The Mod Podge will keep the foam from melting if you covered everything as much as you should have. And then this, I'll just stick a knife under here and pop this right off this paint lid that I used to hold on to it. If I were making a bunch of these, I would do them on the cookie sheet and just kind of glue them all down and scrape them off when I was done. But I didn't do that. So these are nice and easy to use. Yes, that is me sweating. These are nice and easy to use. Any of you guys can make this stuff out of anything you have. You can even use cardboard and cardstock or whatever parts you can find. So we'll go through and we'll make bricks out of some different stuff, and we'll have some like idea sessions. Maybe we'll do a live stream so some of you guys can join in, and we will make some different stuff that you can use to make scatter terrain. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you like what I did here today, please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, comment, send it to a friend. Hop on the website, link in the description, buy yourself a miniature or two, or maybe get the monthly subscription. That'd be sick. Join the Discord and among with the other people who have been watching who have joined already. And let's start building up a community of people that want to craft and hang out and play video games and just be dudes and dudettes and peeps. Mrs. Doom and Scorbic and occasionally my older sons that are adults and other friends we've met along the way are there to help. And my group of people, my family, the Dooms, we are like big-time D&D people. We like role-playing games and board games. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, any of us would be glad to help you. And a Scorbic, who has been one of my closest friends in the world forever, he's like a brother to me. He'll help you too. He's a super good dude. He's got a good attitude about tabletop gaming and wargaming and stuff, and he can help you a lot. So hop on the Discord and get to know us a little bit. Give us a fair shot to be your homies. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good day.